What is going on, everybody? So today what I'm doing is something that some may like, some may not, but quite frankly I like it. So kind of the Fast and Furious type thing, I guess. What we're installing are the LED all the things Demon Eye kit, and I've already done the driver's side just so I can get a good feel of it. I'm just kind of going to walk you through how I ran the wires and then try to get some footage of installing the passenger side. When installing this, first you'll remove the bumper. Then what I did, you can go ahead and remove both headlights if you want. That way you'll have more room to work when running your wires. But what you'll want to do is figure out where you want to mount it. If you want to mount it how I did, get everything, start from that point, and route your wires from the inside out. Because if you install the LEDs in your lights and then try to do this, it's not going to work, and it's not going to be as clean of an install. So make sure that you route your cables first. Don't actually mount the control box when doing the driver's side, because you will need that extra slack. Just to make it easier when installing the actual LED in the headlight. If you do decide to order this kit, I highly recommend getting the upgraded kit that gives you the better remote. From what I hear, the upgraded remote is 10 times better than this. I wish I would have gone with the upgraded kit, to be honest. Now the first step when installing this kit is going to be removing the bumper. If you don't know how to remove the bumper, I'm going to post the link here. I've already done a video on how to remove the bumper, so that'll get you started, and that'll actually allow you to get the bumper removed. It'll show you how. Now I highly recommend the fuse tap. It makes things a lot easier. You're not having to splice any wires and run and just deal with that pain in the ass. I plugged it in. I mean, you can see where it's plugged in. When I ran the wire down, or I actually had to run it from underneath, try to get good video. I ran it under that hose. I undid that clip so I can lift the hose up, run it through there. So after running that wire, what I did is I mounted the control box right here. I did wrap the control box in electrical tape just to kind of help protect it from the weather. And then I also wrapped a lot of the cables to help make them more discreet because they are colorful. And then to mount the box, what I did is right behind the brace behind the bumper, I just zip tied it because this isn't going to be seen anyway. And then I ran the wire, or the cable, for the driver's side. I undid these 3 clips, and I have the cable underneath this black piece inside those 3 clips. Ran it through there, and then I do recommend installing the driver's side before mounting the control box, because you're going to need some slack. And then you want to run the LED through everything, but then you can pull the slack out and it fits perfectly. Now for running the wire, or the LED for the passenger side, I ran it along this crease behind this brace. You can just push the light in here and fish it through. Ran it, pulled it up through here, and then once I install it, any excess wire I have, I can fish back through and store it right here. So, of course, before you can run the lights or run the wires, I went ahead and removed the driver's side, and like I said, I did that. Now to remove the driver's side, there are 3 bolts, 2 10mm, and then I believe a 13mm on the side. So you'll remove the top bolt, there's a bolt underneath, and then that's the 13mm bolt on the side. Remove those 3, and it's a little bit tough. Not really tough, but you feel like you're going to break something. You have to pull the light forward. You want to make sure that that the plastic's not sitting on top of this little tip right here. So just kind of work it. Don't go side to side, just pull it straight out. And then what you'll do, there's going to be this harness plugged in right behind here. Unplug that harness. You're also going to have this little clip. It's clipped on right here. So what you'll do, to remove that clip, just take a screwdriver, get up underneath it, kind of pry it back some, and push up. Push the button on the harness, unplug it. The next part, there are going to be 4 Torx bit screws, 1 for each hole, obviously. Remove those four screws, pull this off, and you'll want to undo these harnesses. Now to remove the harnesses, just take a screwdriver, pull up the clip, pull that out. On this one, it actually has a little cover, so what you'll do is get that up, pop that brown cover off, set it aside. That part just pulls right off. Now keep in mind, make sure that you pay attention to how this was faced. On this one, the lettering or the sticker was towards the back of the light. So just make sure and keep in mind how that was placed. Set that off to the side. Now this part is very hard to film and do at the same time, just because it's in such a small space. But if you look right there, you can see where I placed the LED. There's just a bracket. Now that's at the top of the light itself, or the projector. There's just a metal piece right there. Just kind of fish using the wire, fish the LED in there, get it close to that bracket and how you want it placed. And then I just took a long tool and I took the handle and lightly pressed it to get the 3M tape to stick. And you don't want to press too hard, especially on the LEDs, because you can break them. But you want to make sure it sticks, otherwise the LED will fall out and it will look bad when you turn them on. But once you get that part installed, then you can go ahead, reattach the clips, and bolt this part back down. When you go to put this plate back on, I run the wire out the back, close to the wiring harness. Don't know why, that's just what I chose to do. So you'll put this back on, and then just reinstall your headlight. Put the headlight in place, reinstall the 3 bolts, and then you can power up the LEDs once again just to make sure they work. Reinstall your bumper and you're good to go. What I want to mention is I did say that I mounted the sensor for the remote underneath. I decided after getting everything bolted up that I didn't want to have to bend down to use the remote. So I just ran it behind the black hose, and it holds it enough right here to where it won't move. Once you get the lights installed, reinstalled, go ahead, put the bumper back on, and you're good to go. Also, don't forget to plug in your power supply. How I ran my ground is I ran it the same way that I ran the actual power supply, but I ran it through this hole right here and loosened that bolt just enough to get that under there, tightened it down, good to go. And that's how I ran my ground supply. The radiator shroud is going to sit above that. Once you get your bumper reinstalled, make sure and double check everything. Make sure that all your cables, all your wires are out of the way. Just to show y'all how well everything is hidden, the only wire that is seen is right here, and that is for the fuse tap. They don't really send a lot of slack. That would probably be my only complaint, is that with the fuse tap, they don't give you a lot of length to be able to have unlimited options with mounting. So this is, I have a little bit of movement with it, but not a lot. What I would have liked to have done would have been to have more length and figure out a different routing for it. Run it, I would have liked to have run it down the hoses down here, up along the side, but I did what works. But when you open the engine bay, you can't see anything. As I said, the ground wire is going to be hidden by the radiator cover. And if you look really hard, I don't know if it'll pick it up on camera, right there, that's the sensor for the LEDs. You don't have any wires hanging, there's nothing that stands out. The biggest thing that's going to stand out is when you open the engine bay and there's this little cable right here, and if people get close enough and look, they'll see it down there. Other than that, install wasn't really that bad. It took me, what took the longest was trying to figure out how I wanted to run everything. So if y'all have any questions, like I said, comment below. Y'all take care, have a great day.